that brings us to the best bets of the week, of course. And that always begins with the triple play, where I take 3 people that got the edge this week, throw them into a nice little parlay, and reap the rewards, or at least try to. The first member of our triple play is Whitaker. Minus 275, that's what he's sitting at. I went through this already. That's the first leg. Whitaker just looks really good in this matchup, of course. I mean, again, Costa lost to Vettori. He doesn't have a win over anybody currently in the UFC, Paulo Costa. So, gotta go with Whitaker, minus 275. That's the first leg. Second leg is Ian Gary. Again, Neil is getting a little bit older. Gary keeps getting better. He keeps a super high striking pace, super accurate, really good. Should be able to win, minus 225. He is the second member of our triple parlay, the triple play. And the final one is making his debut, Mingyang Zhang, minus 138. I just think he's going to get this knockout over Brendan Ribeiro. Ribeiro didn't look great on the Contender Series, got hit quite a bit, 2 first-round KO losses. Mingyang Zhang, absolute machine. I think he was the one that had the 9-fight KO streak finish streak headed into this fight. Should be able to keep it going. Hopefully, minus 138. We throw that all together, and that leads us to plus 240. Plus 240. A nice little parlay. Plus 240 is actually pretty good odds for us here. I like that. I like that a lot. It's looking good. I feel great about Whitaker and Gary. The only hesitant part of this is, of course, the fact that Zhang is making his debut. But on the other side, Ribeiro is also making his debut. So it's not like, like Peterson, where I lost last time, where he was making his debut against Pogues. When they're both making their debut, it kind of balances out. So I still feel good about it. I mean, obviously, or else I wouldn't put it in here. But yeah, plus 240. Oh, and then, of course, 1 unit, as always putting down 1 unit on the triple play. Again, might change that in the future, but for now, we're sticking with that. Next up, it's the Grand Slam, which is essentially the same thing as the triple play, but we add an extra leg in there. The 4-legger, the Grand Slam. And that opens with, of course, Rinya Nakamura, minus 1,200. Is he adding much to these odds? Maybe not. But is it going to get us a win? Hopefully. Hopefully, this is just a non-event. This one, this is just a guaranteed win, and then we move on to the other people who could fuck us over. That's what I'm hoping this one is going to be. Next up, because he's in my B slot, it's Whitaker. He's in both parlays. That's what I usually do for these. And I stand by it in this one as well. I just don't really see how Costa's going to be able to win this unless he somehow gets some wild KO like DDP did. I just don't see it happening. So Whitaker, minus 275 once again. Then we've got the champ, Volkanovski. I really was about to put this even because I was not sure if Topuria was going to be able to beat him or not. But then I watched the tape and I was like, honestly, I don't even know. The only reason why this is close is because of the KO loss against Islam. And it's like, well, he's never even really been dropped at featherweight. So it kind of just, it doesn't make any sense to be betting against Volkanovski in this case. He's just way better. He's so much more well-rounded. He's extremely good at defense. Now he's motivated after coming off of a knockout loss to prove everybody wrong, to prove that he is the real deal. I think he's a much better pick in this. So I actually put him in the parlay, and I had other people to give the edge to. I gave the edge to a lot of other people, but that tells you how much confidence I really do have in Volkanovski that I'm putting him in this. we've closed that up with another pretty close one, really, on paper. Merab, he's at minus 200. Again, I just think the pace of Merab is going to be too much for Cejudo. And, you know, it's kind of just set up. This whole thing has been leading up to Merab winning this fight, getting the title shot. So I think that's exactly what we're going to get. Everybody's going to be like, yes, this is exactly what was supposed to happen. You know, Volkanovski keeps his belt. Merab gets the win, gets the title shot. Whitaker gets his win, gets his title shot. And everybody's happy. I honestly think, I mean, you know, listen, we don't have a lot of weekends where everybody's like, yeah, you know what? This is exactly what was supposed to happen. But this weekend, I think that's what we're going to see. Everybody is going to win like they're supposed to. And we're going to get this parlay. And the odds of this are a nice plus 306. I mean, obviously, because Rinya Nakamura is minus 1200, this is really more like a 3-leg parlay. But that just gives us a better chance of winning it, really. And actually, they're pretty much the same in odds as the triple play. So plus 306, that's the Grand Slam. We move on. Oh, and of course, that's half a unit on that. I always forget this part. We always do half a unit on the Grand Slam. Again, might change that in the future, but for now, we're sticking with it. Now, we've got the top dog, my favorite underdog of the week. It was the one I gave the edge to, the only underdog I gave the edge to, and really the second underdog I've ever given the edge to. It's Roman Kopylov. You know, I still definitely think that Hernandez could get the win with his cardio, you know, the pace, the outrageous pace that he keeps. But the striking of Kopylov is pretty impressive, and Hernandez gets hit a lot. And I mean, Kopylov more reliable. So I would imagine this is the best option on the entire card for the top dog. And again, he's plus 200 here. So at plus 200, why not give it a shot? Again, we're way in the green with these underdog picks. This will either push us into the stratosphere into the green, or we'll just drop down one and we're still way in the green and it doesn't matter. So I'm willing to take that risk. And again, there really weren't any other people on this card where I was like, yeah, that's a good looking underdog that I want to put some money on, except for maybe Dern. I considered Dern, but I gave Kopylov the edge. So of course he's going to be the top dog of the week. And of course that's still one unit. And this really might be one that I up to even 2 units. I might actually put 2 units on these eventually because I've been so successful with it. But for now, I'll keep it at one unit. And we'll just keep it at that for now. Then, of course, the sniper pick. I mean, I think you can probably all tell where I'm going with this. It's Rinya Nakamura. I mean, come on. He's not going to lose this fight. There's absolutely no way in hell he's losing this fight. So just take a week off, relax, you know, put your money down on this one. You'll be fine. Minus 1200. I'm putting 12 units down on this. Again, go big or go home. This is how I win profit on all these on these cards. This is how I keep the profit going with this system, is when you have somebody like this, you put the units down. So 12 units on minus 1200, that ends up being 1 unit of profit. And it doesn't sound like a lot, but think of it this way. 1 unit of profit means that I don't have to win the underdog pick. That makes it even. If I lose the top dog and win the sniper, that washes it out. And then we just have the parlays. So, you know, it really all comes down to the parlays. And even if I lost the parlays, that's only 1.5 units down. This is why the system ends up being so successful, because unless I lose a bunch of sniper picks in a row, I'm going to be fine. So, or of course, unless some huge favorite like this loses. If Rinya Nakamura loses, I'm fucked. But really doubt that. Really, really doubt that. He, again, bet the house on this guy. He ain't losing.